What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Is the camera recording? Okay. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of HRT. I hope your week was so well. I'm very excited about this week's guest. Honestly, I probably would assume that you most likely know about this guest. His name is Landon. He has a clothing company called awarewolfapparel. I absolutely love his shit, and he's hella successful. He's fucking doing it. He's got a lot of followers on TikTok and Instagram. I love the shit that he sells. Definitely go check him out. Listen to his coming out story. We had a lot of laughs, and we had a really great conversation. And yeah, make sure you follow me at HRT Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. Join my Discord. Subscribe to my Patreon. Come join my live streams and check out After Dark. I love you so much. Let's just get right to it this week. Yeah, let's go talk to Landon. I love you guys so much. Okay, bye. I'm going to start by asking where you're from, bro.
Well, I was born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm currently living there, but I just moved back a couple years ago. I was living in Orlando, Florida for about 10 years, and that's where I started everything.
Okay. So wait, you're in Florida again now, or are you back in Ohio?
I'm back in Ohio now.
Okay. How does Ohio treat you as a trans man?
Well, politically, it's like might as well be Florida, I feel like, but like not completely. But just like it's pretty normal, I guess, like as like a passing, trans man. It's like I just live, there's usually no question, or no issues, thankfully.
This might be a really dumb question, but is Ohio like a red state? Is it a Republican state?
It
I don't even know.
It is. But we're going to swing one of these days.
That is always the hope, right?
Right.
Are you on hormones, my friend? You definitely are. You look like it, but definitely. I always have to ask.
I started 2013.
2013. Wow. You've been on hormones for a minute then.
Yeah.
How old are you?
32.
Okay. And how old were you in 2013?
I think I was 21.
21?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you do injections?
So I did injections for about 6 years. I was having a lot of issues with my hemoglobin, like my red blood cell count. Like I was having to donate like hella blood all the time. So I switched to gel about 6 years ago, and it has made a complete like difference. It's so much better.
Really? Oh my God, this is my sign. I want to start gel so bad.
It's like, especially if you have insurance, it's like I pay like $30. It's really not as expensive. I'd rather put on gel every day than stab myself. Like after doing that for so long, it gets fucking boring. It gets old. I'm not boring. It's definitely not boring, but
no, I hear you, dude. I fucking hate injections. I mean, everyone fucking knows I hate injections, but like I've been seriously considering gel. My only I guess I've had a little bit of a toxic mindset with gel. Like, I feel like injections have given me, all the really masculine features like the beard and shit. And like, I have this weird feeling that if I stop injections, it'll all go away, even though I know it won't.
That's so real. But like, honestly, realistically, it's like after a certain period of time, we're going to stop changing, And like, I was at my 6-year point, and my doctor was like, you're not going to be changing really like much anymore. Like there's not going to be drastic changes. Like there's going to be changes with age because it's just natural. But yeah, don't let it stop you. It's not like you're going to revert. It's not like anything's going to come back,
Dude. Okay. I love it. I like to hear it. Now, where do you put the gel? Do you put it on your arms, your thighs?
I put it like chest, arms, shoulders. I try to switch it up, but like sometimes I'll put it on like my butt or hips or something like that. But I tend to put it up here.
Okay. Now, question: do you ever break out in the areas that you put it, or no?
No. So it's alcohol based. So it's like if anything, I feel like it dries me out. If anything, but no like issues with like acne from that or anything. So I feel like it would help your acne if anything. Like if you had like body acne, I feel like it would help. I mean, it would burn probably, but it might. I don't know. It might help.
Okay, no, that's really good to know because that was one of the things. Because I already break out so much on my face, and I'm like, I don't need it anywhere else. So that's why I was hesitant with gel. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Shit. I think I'll be going on gel soon.
The T is dropped.
Hey, I like that. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so how do you get your gel? By the way,
So I go to I go to a queer clinic here in Cincinnati called Equitas.
Equitage.
It's great. They're so accessible. I was also going to a queer clinic in Orlando, and it's just like it's just lucky because I know a lot of places don't have queer clinics that can give them things so easily, or they know how to get things or know how to give you the best deals. So yeah, I've been lucky enough to have that option to just go with queer clinics.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, I feel like everyone I usually talk to usually uses like Folks or Plume, one of those things,
Right.
which are great.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I had a clinic or something near me, I'd probably do that as well because it's just
Oh yeah.
I
It's just
feel like it's easy.
a safe space too. You
Yeah,
know.
for sure. Yeah. Now how about surgeries? Do you want any? Have you gotten any?
I got top surgery in 2016. I believe, yeah, 2016. Um, Maybe a
Nice.
hysterectomy. If I feel like I want to. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. It's not necessarily necessary, but I don't
Right.
know. It's like I just like worry about legislation. So it's like I kind of like want to hold on to some of the internal things just in case I need a hormone and I can't get one.
I hear
So
you.
I do worry about that. But maybe if technology was different, I would get bottom surgery. But I don't know. I have a lot of fear with the complications when it comes to
I hear
certain
you.
things.
Big risk to take with bottom
Definitely.
surgery. Yeah. And with the hysterectomy, I am right there with you. I feel like with me, I'm like, I can't really see it. So it's like, whatever.
Exactly.
But like, if I like, I get like cramps sometimes and shit.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's the reason I'll probably need one in the future. But then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But even then, I would just take out the two little guys in there. I wouldn't, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or no, I wouldn't take out the two little guys.
Keep
I'd leave.
those, but
Yeah, yeah,
take all
yeah.
the connectors out. Yeah.
I heard somebody call the ovaries the internal balls, and I will forever call them that for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's honestly, balls are gross. So
Right.
that's probably the worst name actually. Oh, that's funny.
You fucking get them taken out, you're getting neutered, technically.
Basically, no, yeah, straight up, straight the. That's funny.
Yeah, I hear you about bottom surgery as well. I think the risk is too high, and because the risk is too high, the science isn't behind it enough either. I'd go with the risk if the science was there. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm also like really heavily tattooed. Like I could have a blacked out arm. Like, what am I gonna like? You want me to have a clown on my? I don't know. There's a lot of things that it's like I don't
That's
know.
actually funny. I have never thought about that.
You know
That's
what I
so
mean? So I think about that. Like I don't want to have yeah, literally it on my, you know.
that'd look hard as fuck though. Come on.
I don't know about that. I think I'd be a little terrified. It's like trauma.
That would be hilarious. So I can't lie. Um, okay, so tell me about your coming out story a little bit. When did you come out as trans?
I came out to like a couple friends in probably like 2011. Um, I didn't come out to my family really until after, well, minus my mom. She's the one that like told me to do it straight up. Um, but my dad, like my mom's super open minded about that kind of stuff, obviously. But like my dad took a little bit time. He's very country, Republican. I flipped
Mm,
him though, so he's not. He's totally like educated now and like
period.
so much better now. Like it took maybe like it's so funny. It took him probably like a week to get over it, like, which is great. It's like a blessing.
Yeah.
It's like, but like friends and all that kind of stuff. It's like that was just easy. They kind of just like saw it coming. It's like some people I didn't even tell. Like I didn't even have to. It's just like
Right.
I don't know. So the coming out thing is like I don't know. I find it kind of dumb, but
I hear you.
it was just so easy. Like I got my mom's side, she has 11 brothers and sisters. I have 17 first cousins on my mom's side. all I had to do was tell one person, and then I went to a wedding, and everyone's like, "Hey, Landon, what up?" So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So
That's really dope, though. So
definitely blessed.
overall, you think you had a good experience coming out?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. No,
Cool.
nothing weird. Thankfully.
That's great. Now you said your dad was was very, Republican and maybe uneducated at first. You said
Mhm.
it only really took him a week or so to
Yeah, but
kind
even
of get down.
like so much more, like just throughout the years, because it's been like 10 years, he's just grown so much more, and just there's so many things that you would not expect your parent at least to believe in, and then they do believe in those bad things, but then they realize that it's like ignorant. It's just like I just love seeing the growth, because it's not just a transition for me, it's like a transition for the whole family,
100%. I think a lot of people who first come out, especially at a young age, forget that like is that your cat?
he like if he's not screaming, I might have to hold him at one point.
That's okay. I love having kittens on the pod. What was I saying? Oh, I feel like a lot of people who are coming out at a young age forget that it's also a little bit of a transition for the parents and the family as well. I mean, it's not like, they're not like the victim or anything, but like, it is something for them to go
Process
through.
for everybody.
Right. Yeah. Um, and I hear you. I think both of my parents like voted for Trump at one point before like I really came out and they really knew I was trans, and now like they would never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least my mom wouldn't. I'm not too sure about my dad sometimes.
Yeah, my dad used to be like a Trumpy, and then it was all like hoorah, and then now he's like, I fucking hate that guy. I'm so annoyed with him. Like he needs to just go away. And
Right.
I feel the warmth in my heart,
No, that's like such a like a validating feeling too, because my mom was like so gung ho on Trump, and I didn't think anything. Like she was Republican at heart, never like hateful though, like never like
Like
always was
the real
accepting of.
policies, not whatever
Yeah,
Trump thinks is a
right,
policy.
right, yeah. Like she knew I was gay since I was a child. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
she was never like hateful like that, but like she was Republican, and I didn't
right,
think anything was going to change her mind
right.
until one day I was like, man's just trying to take my rights away. If you vote for him, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be really upset. And like, I don't think I had to say anything more than that.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Definitely a very validating feeling when you kind of. I feel like political standpoints are it's a hard thing to change in somebody's mind. Everyone's always just dead set on them. So if you could change at least your
Usually,
parents, yeah.
unless they're like completely like if they're really dumb, then they're not really going to be changed much.
Sure.
Trump kind of destroyed the Republican Party, like straight up, and made a lot of
That's
Republicans question their, I guess, morality.
no, yeah, you're right about that one. Your mom though, you said she got it like that. Did you say?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. My mom was always the most open-minded person. Like I remember even just like joking with her because she had a bowl cut at one time, calling her a lesbian. She wasn't, but like, and she was like, "I've done it." Like, it was funny. She's just super open-minded about that stuff. Always. I mean, imagine having 10 siblings. You kind of
Mhm.
have to be open-minded with all the mumbo jumbo, growing up. So she's always just
Right.
been cool.
So from the moment like you came out and you were just like, I'm Landon, she was like, bet, and just went with it for
Nah,
the
she
rest of
told
time.
me you are Landon. Like she told me, like straight up, like literally, uh,
Wait, that's so
like
funny.
literally. It's like she's the one that had the conversation with me, and I was just like, yeah.
Wow. Wait, that's actually great because I feel like every trans person kind of has that person in their life. For me, it was like an ex girlfriend at the time. She was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, are you a dude?" And I was like, that's
Yeah.
that's an interesting angle.
Well, it is
Let's dissect
like,
that.
especially like with a parent who's seen you since childhood, obviously since birth,
Mhm.
like they see all those, I guess back then it would be like red flags. But you know what I mean, so it's like it's so
Mhm.
much easier for them to clock that than like, because like I didn't even know necessarily until I was educated on it, like I didn't even know you
Mhm.
could do that,
Mhm.
like you can be a man, like that is so cool. So it's like I didn't even know I could. So it's like that education, especially like hearing it from a parent. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think any of my guests have had that specific experience with their parent, where their parent was the one where they were like, "Hey, so that's cool." Would you say it was in 2013, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that your mom maybe had a little bit of education on the subject. Do you think she did enough to say something about it?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
That's
I would
cool.
say she probably had more education about it than anybody I knew. Not even that she knew anything really necessarily about trans people. I think it was just like she just had the open mind and like willingness, or just like she just didn't care, So
Right.
I just think
I
that
mean,
maybe maybe her life experience made her just like, I don't give a shit,
Yeah,
So
I love that. And that's all I feel like anybody really needs in a parent is just for them to be open-minded,
yeah, just
I love
do
that.
do what you will as long as you're not hurting you or anybody else.
Period. Love it.
Yeah.
Now, I fucking hate myself every time I go to ask my guest a question. I go now every single time, and it pisses me off. So I'm sorry,
I'm gonna make it
everybody,
a
for
drinking
typing.
game. Watching it on TikTok. No.
No, fucking be prepared to get drunk because I'm gonna do it at least 10 more times throughout this
Oh,
episode.
God.
Gotta say it again. uh, when you were little, do you think you had any inkling, like at all, you were trans or no?
I knew I liked women.
Period.
I remember being like 5, like asking this lady at the gas station who my parents were friends with, because her daughter and her were going to come over to swim or something. And I was like, is she pretty? Like, it's like, I think back to that and I'm just like, so gay. But no, like the whole, like, I mean, like I wore men's clothes like a lot, like most of the time, played sports and stuff like that. But like I said, I didn't know anything about it until I was educated on it. I was just me. I was just
Right.
wearing and one, like back in the day and shit like that. So it's like, it was never like, never a thought, never a thought. I just knew I wanted to do like ride dirt bikes and skateboard and play basketball. That's all.
Yeah.
It's really all I
You
did.
were just doing you.
Yeah,
You were a dude. You just didn't even know yet.
exactly. Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
had no idea.
All right, Landon. Now tell me about your business. I want to dive into that a little bit.
So, what you want to know?
Start with the name. I love the freaking name.
Yeah, the name is great, and it's kind of funny too because it just like, okay. So when it was never just like, I don't even know how to start this. So basically, that was my personal handle on Tumblr. Just a
Oh, really?
werewolf was my personal like handle. I thought it was cool, And then in like 2013 is when I like started dabbling with wanting to create a brand. So then I was like, okay, well, a werewolf fits in so many ways, like literally in so many ways, like werewolves transition. I wanted to start a awareness brand, to spread queer awareness and stuff like that. And it just fit. And like, I don't know, it just makes me like think of this funny, like, well, not even funny, this quote my mom said as a kid, and it was like, to be aware is to be alive. And I always took that as like an education thing, like, because I didn't know who I could be until I knew, like I didn't know who I was until I knew who I could be. Like we were just saying, like we didn't know nothing about being trans back then. But like to show that, I guess that awareness part in it, it just like fit so well. So I just kind of just went with my personal handle just because it literally made so much sense in just like so many ways.
Hell yeah, marketing king.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's just like
No, like,
ironic.
no, I love it. I think it's so cool. When did you say you started a werewolf apparel?
2013, technically, but I didn't launch it until 2015. I dabbled and like was making some really bad stuff I mean, honestly, from like 2013, I made some bad stuff. I stopped it and picked it back up 2015. Still making really bad stuff. But it worked out. It worked out.
That's cool. Did you know before you were trans that you wanted to start like a clothing company of any sort or no?
Yes and no. I was in school for film when I started my brand, but I had made T-shirts in the past, just like for fun. But it was
Mhm.
never a thought of let's turn this into something that I can actually have a career out of. I was just focused on like a film career,
Mm.
but that kind of just like pivoted when I started my brand.
Right. So you came out as trans and you were kind of just like, dang, I could make like a clothing company and sell, queer stuff. Is that how it went?
Well, it really started because I needed money for top surgery. Who was going to give me 10
Ooh.
grand? Nobody in my family, I know that. So I wasn't going to find it on the street, Actually, I
Right,
do find
yeah.
money on the street though sometimes. But so I just was like, I need to raise money in a quick period of time. So I just started selling clothes and I was able to raise money for my surgery in 4 months.
Damn, dude.
The power of Tumblr. I don't know if you were on Tumblr back in the day, but that shit, oh my God. Like it was, I wish
Wow.
Tumblr was like it used to
I
be
know.
because
I
that shit was
know.
great back then.
Something happened to Tumblr.
Well, Yahoo bought it out and ruined it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I know. I am so impressed by that. 4 months.
It was
Damn, dude.
crazy. It was crazy. It
Good for
was,
you.
and honestly, like, not that it was the worst stuff, but it definitely wasn't what it is now. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. It wasn't what it is now.
Tell me about some of the stuff that you sell. And while you're talking, we'll probably, have your website going
Okay.
so everybody can see what you sell. But
Well, I
tell
mean,
me
I
about it.
sell like just like t-shirts, hats, hoodies, stuff like that, like accessories and stuff like that. But I try to like put out more hardcore queer stuff, like the Protect Trans Kids with Cerberus. Is that how you say that? You might have to edit
Hmm.
that. I got like the new Queer as Hell. That's like the bat, like emerging from hell.
Mm-hmm.
So much stuff. I got some lesbian stuff, trans stuff, just like ally stuff. I literally have it for everybody. I got pansexual stuff. I got bisexual stuff. I literally think I got something for everybody. Honestly, I'm like looking at it. I'm like, what else do I got?
I love it.
Um,
Inclusive.
I try to be, and I try to have like stuff that's not so flashy, like not
Hmm.
so rainbows and unicorns. I mean, none of it's really rainbows and unicorns, but I don't want it to be like some of it's
Like
more
pride throw
stealth,
up on it.
or
Yeah.
some of it's not so stealth. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
try to have a variation.
Right. I think that's super important too, because I feel like, during Pride Month, it's all just fucking like rainbows and shit. And it's like not what Pride is about and what being trans is or what being gay is. So that's definitely important. Yeah. Um, my favorite shirt that you have, which I need to buy, is it has an eagle on it with the trans flag that says born free, I
Oh
think.
yeah, that's like new. I was just looking at that one. Yeah.
I absolutely freaking love that. Put that on the screen because that I'm buying that. That is like the biggest like fuck you to like any like really patriotic Republican out there, and I
Straight
want to wear it.
up.
I
Straight
want to wear it in
up.
front of all the Republicans.
Yeah, honestly, like we were born free, so we deserve to live free.
Period. I love it. Um, Tell me about the process of like designing and creating the designs and clothing and whatnot.
So usually like I come up with concepts. I don't do any of the art anymore. I work with professionals because it's like just it worked out that way.
Yeah.
But usually I'll just like come up with a concept and that can be random, like sitting in a gas station, which has happened, or just, get inspired by art or music or whatever it may be. But so usually I'll just like I said, come up with the concept and then I will describe that concept to an artist and they'll just execute it for me.
Wow.
Mainly I've been working with the same artist since 2017. So him and I share a
Wow.
brain at this
Mm.
point. That's fantastic. But then yeah, like once I get the design and I can execute it onto like for screen printing, I do all the screen printing here myself. So like any of the shirts are handmade by me. Um,
Wow.
and then yeah, then I just screen print them and take pictures of them and post them online, and then the rest is up to you guys.
That's awesome, dude. Good for you. It's hard to be creative and come up with ideas all the time, and you're killing it.
It
Good for you.
literally, I mean, I constantly am struggling with coming up with ideas, and then some days it's like I'm on fire. You know, it's
Hmm.
very unexpected and unpredictable. You know.
Do you do a werewolf apparel full time?
Yep, I've been doing Aware of Apparel full time since 2016.
Wow, good for fucking
Mhm.
you,
Yeah.
dude. Do you get like really busy during Pride Month at all?
Oh my gosh, yes, yes. But honestly, it really kind of depends on the algorithm and stuff like that. Like social media is like a nightmare right now in a
Mm,
good and bad way. But
mm,
I'm usually pretty good. Like I'm usually, good all year round, which is great. But like Pride Month, people go crazy. Like
yeah.
especially when I do events and stuff like that, it is insane, which is
Hmm.
awesome because I love it. It's just so
Yeah.
much fun.
Even like the small businesses I see go kind of crazy during
Oh
Pride Month.
yeah.
They get a lot of business. It's really cool to see, to be honest. I mean, I wish it was happening outside of Pride Month, but it is cool.
Well, queer people want to support other queer people, and queer money belongs in queer pockets. Straight up,
Period. I
straight up,
love that.
it's
Hell yeah.
real.
Do you have a favorite design of your own?
Yeah, that was tough. So it changes. It changes all the time. Like every time I get a new design, it's like that's my new favorite one. But I
Mm,
do have this new design that I haven't came out with yet, so I don't know if I can tell you about it.
mm.
But that right now is my favorite. I hopefully I'll be releasing it within the next couple days. But it
Okay,
is.
okay.
I'll just say it's really cool.
Nice.
people are gonna have to come to the website and check it out in like a little bit. So
I love that. You
that
let me
one
know when it
will
drops because I
be
want to see.
yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
excited.
Now, have you faced like any challenges as a trans owned business at all? Do you think?
No, not really as a trans owned business. I do everything in my basement, so
Mm,
it's like the only people I deal with is me. So if
mhm,
unless I like print stuff for other people, but no, it's like when I do events, I'm usually doing queer events, so I don't really get any stupid people,
mhm.
Yeah, I think it just as a business, it's pretty cool. I don't think
I love
really
to hear it.
people like I don't really get any like harassing messages or hateful messages about my merch.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you've got quite the following on social media. Have you ever dealt with hate online as a clothing company? I can't see anybody
I
really.
mean, people will like be like, "Oh, it's trash," but it's like you're trash. Like
You're trash, kid.
trash, like fine. Like if it gets on the wrong side, like I've like promoted things on TikTok before, and it's gone to like the wrong side, and then that's just
Mm,
like kind of horrible because it's just a bunch of like fuck boys telling me like I'm gay, which is fine. But like other than like those like few incidences, no.
mm. Oh, that's good. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Um, have you little off topic here, but while we're talking about social media, I have a little story to tell. Have you heard of the fucking account Libs of TikTok?
No.
They're like a pretty big Republican right winged platform. They have like 3 million followers on Twitter. They have a pretty big following on Instagram. Uh, they found me
Oh my
like
gosh.
about 2 weeks ago, and I all of a sudden was getting a lot of hate. Like even on my personal accounts, people were reaching out to my girlfriend, my friends, and like being like, "You're dating a groomer. You're best friends with a groomer," like saying awful shit about me. And I was like, "Where are these people coming from?"
Where
Like,
did
oh
they
my
get this
god.
information?
I was like, "Wow!" Like,
You know something I don't know?
right.
Wow.
I
People
was
are
truly
so
scared.
bored with their lives.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
bored.
yeah. And Libs of TikTok fucking posted or reposted a video of me and my old co-host talking about puberty blockers and how we feel about them
Hmm.
and if kids should have puberty blockers if they need them. We were saying that nobody's trying to put children under the knife. That's really all we fucking said. And it had over like 1,000 comments saying I'm a pedophile, I'm a groomer, I deserve the death penalty. Like the most vile hate comments I have ever seen
And
in
they
my
probably
fucking
didn't
life.
even watch the video.
Yeah,
They probably didn't even watch it because
I
honestly,
know.
it's like it's not like people are so uneducated. It's stupid.
Right.
Like no
And I
one
was
is
like,
doing that. Like
right. I was like, damn, that's why I've been getting so much fucking hate lately.
yeah,
And I'm reading some of these comments, and a couple of them were like, you can find, because there was two of us, and they were like, they like tagged my personal handle. They were like, you can find one of them here, called me a girl, basically. And they were like, scroll down in her profile, you can see the early stages. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? How fucking creepy is that, bro? What the hell?
but it's just like I popped up on your page. What are
Right.
you looking at to have me pop up on your algorithm? That shit is like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
people are stupid. They're probably
And
gay.
they said it like I'm playing a trick on everybody. Like, look deep into her profile. You could see before she had a beard and
Oh
cut her
my
hair.
god.
Like,
Oh
like
my
what
god.
the fuck,
People
you?
act
Like,
like being called a girl is like the worst thing in the world. Like, bitch, we were called
that
that
ass.
half our lives. We're fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes you
Mm-hmm.
feel better. So funny. So
Trying to come for my voice and shit too. I was
oh
like,
my
you know
god.
what? Fuck y'all.
Honestly, if anything, it's like people feel more safe with us because
Mm-hmm.
because we
Mm-hmm.
got that little.
That twang.
That's
We have a
right.
little twang, and I'm proud of
I
it. All
don't
right.
forget. It's fine with me.
Right. I
So,
just use my polite voice all the time. That's
that's
all it
right. That's right.
is. But yeah, that happened. And last episode, I was talking about how all these people just fucking came out of nowhere and started hating on me. I mentioned that one of them commented, I have a picture with my nephew who's very young on my profile. One of them commented saying that I'm grooming him. And I was like, okay, that is the only hate comment I've ever gotten where it actually made my blood fucking boil. But now that I know where it came from, it wasn't just like out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, like, fuck you. Like, you're dumb. You're
Don't
stupid.
let any of that stuff bother you because if people are literally just so bored with their own lives, they're probably like extremely like messed up in so many ways that they don't even pay them no business. Like that's just
Thank you,
stupid.
King. Yeah. I'm trying not to. I think I've always been the type of person who does very well with that stuff. Like, I don't give a fuck what people think. But that night, I was like, okay, I've had
You just
enough.
gotta shut the phone off because especially
Yeah.
like putting yourself out there online and stuff like that, people will always find some reason to try to bring you down. And it's like
Right.
they can piss off, like straight up.
Yeah. Period. Love it. Sorry to divert the
No,
conversation there, but I
no.
just had to share that. I did want to ask you where, I mean, a werewolf apparel, I feel like is beyond successful, but where do you want it to be in like 5 to 10 years? Do you have a next goal with it?
I would like to expand more in like wholesale stuff, like other retailers. Last year I was able to get into like Spencer's and Zoomies, so I'm hoping to like expand in that with certain things, not everything. I couldn't imagine them having certain things. But I would like to maybe. I was thinking about opening up a shop this year slash last year, but it's like I just don't really know about brick and mortar. I feel like the economy is kind of garbage right now to do kind of things
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just want to keep like getting a good presence online and getting like growing there. I kind of like having like it all to myself. Like I don't have anybody that I work with or that works with me. It's literally just me. So it's like, and I kind of like it like
Good.
that.
I don't blame you.
So it's like I want to keep it like a manageable size, for the most
Hmm.
part. But I would like to make it bigger somehow. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm just kind of
Period.
going with it, man. Like,
I love it.
I'm
I
going with
absolutely.
it.
You've had so much success so far. Just keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, I'm just like
I love it.
I'm just so comfortable with how things are right now. It's like I don't even really want to shake things up.
Hmm.
But a store would be it would be great, eventually. I think the economy is just everything's too expensive right now, and it's just like I don't. It's a gamble,
Hmm.
Regardless, it's a gamble. So
It is, and I
possible.
mean, everybody shops online too, so like I feel like it's safe there. I hear you.
Yeah, I'd rather just like give stuff to like, or not give, like work with people like Strange Ways and other like small retailers that are in, you know, different states and cities and stuff like that. I feel like that's just a great way to still like be out there without having to be standing in a shop all day long, you know?
Right. Yeah, 100%. You said Zoomies. I could so see your shit in Zoomies.
You know, it's funny is when I started thinking of my brand, I was working at Zoomies. So
Really?
it literally has came full circle. Yeah.
I love that though. I always feel slightly at home at Zoomies. I love Zoomies.
It's changed so much though. It used to
I
be
know.
like so much better. No offense to
Yeah.
Zoomies, but it used to
No, I hear you.
same with like
I hear you.
PacSun and stuff like that when they actually sold like good stuff and not like Kyrene Kindle.
That's facts.
You know what I
Also,
mean?
dumb expensive for why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight up.
You know who you, off topic again, you know who you remind me of a little bit? What's his fucking name? Hang on. I have to
probably know
find
who
it.
it is.
It's this guy, a trans guy on TikTok. He's so fucking famous on TikTok. Everybody just hang on one
I probably
second
don't know
because
who
this
it
is
is.
important to me. I think I messaged him not that long ago, being like, please, for the love of God, be on my podcast. Oh, where is he? Where is he? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to send it to you later. But he is like the most manly looking trans man I have ever seen in my life. Like he's just like
I'm pretty gay. I mean, I don't like men, but I'm pretty flamboyant.
But like I think he is too, but like just he's with the facial hair and the face shape and the tattoos and it's you're both just like
Well,
I'm
I
like
appreciate
period.
that. That's a confidence boost. Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna put him right here in the episode for
If they
any
are ugly,
listeners.
I'm gonna be so mad.
No, dude. No. I think he's like incredibly famous because he looks like this might be controversial to say, but he doesn't look trans.
I know
Like at
exactly who
all.
you're talking. I know exactly who you're talking about, and I am flattered. Like if it's who I think it is, I'm like just gonna start swaying because he is beautiful.
No, he's a beautiful man. What'd you say?
The tattoo artist?
He might be.
Okay, he's got a better beard than I do. He's got like full up on the cheeks. I got like a chin strap.
Hey, chin straps are great though. I love chin straps.
Yeah. Better than
Period.
my before. So,
do you do anything with your beard or anything, or you just let it rock? Have you like tried oils or anything?
I like trim it up. I'll put oil in it and stuff like that. But I don't like clean shave like ever. I don't. I keep it clean, but I don't like use a regular razor. I only trim.
Okay, yeah. It wasn't until like a year ago maybe that I realized you didn't have to like shave all the way down every time you shaved.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Like what is wrong with me?
Oh my god. I can't imagine the ingrown hairs and razor burn, and it just itches. When you're clean shaved like that, it just itches.
I hated it.
I never have, and I don't ever plan on it.
Right. I thought that like to keep it at like this length or whatever, you had to shave it at least once a week. And
there's so much misinformation in the internet.
I know. Like fuck. I had nobody teach me. What do you want from me?
Yeah, no, it's okay. we all learn online. It's all so inconsistent.
Right. I was gonna say something, and I don't remember what it was. Well, if it comes to me, I do want to say though, you should be very, very proud of yourself because you're doing wonders for the trans community. I think, in my opinion, I think clothing is something that is extremely important for the trans experience.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. Like at least for me, clothing was a huge thing because everybody's uncomfortable in certain things and whatnot. Every trans guy needs something baggy, a shirt that they can wear without a binder some days. You know what I mean? And I feel like your stuff gives that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's nothing
along with a message.
It's extremely gender affirming to put on a shirt that makes you feel like flat or not flat or curvy or not curvy, like whatever it is that you're trying to go for. You know, it's like there's nothing better than that euphoric feeling.
Right, 100%. So I love what you're doing, and good for you. I think you should be super proud of yourself. Yeah, pat yourself on that back, 100%. You did say that because I asked you prior to this episode, what you're kind of most passionate about when it
Mm.
comes to the trans community
And
and
I want
stuff
to
like that.
change it. I want to change
Ooh.
my question.
Okay. Well, what's your answer now?
So I want to discuss how uneducated the rest of the community is, because it literally bothers me. Like, personally, makes me so annoyed. And just because I had a personal experience recently. I had a friend, I'm not going to drop any names, but they are a lesbian and they had no education in the queer community or trans community or anything other than the lesbian community. And I find that to be very common for gay men, for lesbians, for people that are just stuck in their little bubble. Not trying to be hateful or nothing like that. I'm just trying to spill the tea. So
No,
it's just,
yeah.
I think that our community needs to do better. It's like, I go to gay bars and I'm like, do any of these people know how Pride started? Probably not. Probably not.
Yup.
And I find that upsetting. I think we all need to start having like a community hour of like education or something. Yeah,
Right. We
yeah.
need to have community meetings because this shit's getting out of hand.
It's just, yeah. So it's like, that has just like been so, like, in my life recently, like, so real. It's like, whether I'm talking to someone or whether it's like someone I thought was my friend saying problematic stuff. It's like,
Yeah, it's always disheartening when you see somebody a part of the LGBTQ plus community not being educated. It's also very, very common for lesbians and gay people to be uneducated about transness and for them to even be transphobic, which is really upsetting. That's why I think a lot of
internalized transphobia. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's why a lot of trans people wish that we were separate sometimes from the L and the G and the B maybe. And I get that. I'm not saying that like I want to be separate or we need to be separate or whatever, but sometimes I am like, we are not the same. We have different experiences.
Yeah.
And a lot of you are transphobic. So
Yeah, it's literally real. And it's like, whether it's like whether you are or are not transphobic, I think that everybody needs to check themselves and just do a little touch up, just a little refresher, because things change, especially within the last 10 years. Trans has gone like up, like, just on discussion, period. It's like, obviously we can't even walk out the door without a policy slapping us in the face. So it's like, I feel like this is the time now, and plus 10 years ago, people should have started then. It's like, if we can educate ourselves, and there are plenty of gay and lesbian people who are very educated, but I think that we need to use, or even those educated people need to use their voice for their uneducated friends.
Yeah, and also like I know that gay and lesbian people still have their own struggles to go through
100%.
and whatnot, but I mean, I would say that the world accepts them more than trans people right now. They've obviously made their mark more than the trans community has, and it's like, you went through this. Everybody hated you and looked down on you at a certain time, and a lot of people still do. I'll give you that 100%. But like, you guys went through this. Help us out,
Yeah,
please. Like,
boost a brother up, because
right.
sometimes you need that helping hand, or even like, and it might not even be necessarily a malicious thing that someone's saying. They could just be just not educated, which is fine, but it just, people need to, I think, try harder. If you're not good with they, them pronouns, educate yourself to the point where you are good with them, where
Right.
you know how to use them and whatever. And you know what I mean? It's just, it is accessible.
Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
That's all
Or
anybody
just
ever asks for.
slow down when you talk,
Right.
it's you.
You know what I also think it is though, like people like Caitlyn Jenner who kind of are embarrassed of themselves so they project onto people that are just like them or go through similar experience to them. I feel like some gay and lesbian people are mad that we are a part of that community, and they don't want their community to look like that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's also where it comes from a little bit too.
Definitely.
I went to school with a kid. He was a grade above me. He was very out as gay. Like everybody knew he was gay. He was very flamboyant, and he owned his shit. He was himself 100% of the time, and I always respected the shit out of him for that.
Oh yeah.
He scared the shit out of me. He was very problematic, but I respected him until one day he started talking about trans people and how it's a choice. And I was like, dude, like what? How could you be like so confident in yourself being different and then shit on somebody else? Yeah, right?
Literally.
I don't get it.
It doesn't make any sense.
I remember he came up to me. I was a freshman before I was trans. He came up to me and not up to me. He was just like talking to the entire class about how being gay was not a choice. And he like looked at me and was like, "Do you think it's a choice?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do."
And then he was like, his ass.
Yeah, I do. And he got to flame me for it, but
oh, that's funny though. Tit for tat.
Yeah,
you know, it's not like you actually believe that, you know.
No, never. I was also just like wildly uneducated too. Like he scared the shit out of me. So I was just like, yeah, I thought that's what he wanted to hear almost.
Well, you know, and I think a lot of us were uneducated. Most of us were uneducated because it wasn't talked about. It wasn't something that was ever talked about or seen. It's like the first trans person I ever knew of was Chaz Bono, Cher's son. Like that's it. And he was like, and he's not even like in the media like that. So you don't even hear, you never even really heard much about it. So it's like, we all were a little uneducated. That's why I really can't give the rest of the community like a slide, because it's like, we learned that we learned education when there was none. When there is nothing to go off of. Now there is like a smorgasbord, like a charcuterie board of education, and yet they're ignoring it.
I know. I never blame anybody for being a tad ignorant at first, but it's what you like. It's what you do with it at the end of the day. Because like, look at me. Look at us. We came from people who were Republican and supported Trump, and look at us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it does not matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your parents think. It does not fucking matter. It's what you do with the information that's in front of you, and if you're a fucking good person or not.
Right. And you have your own freaking mind. Because a lot of people, they don't. So
right.
Yeah.
Be different from your parents, you know, if they're Republican shit. Because I mean, like growing up, I was pretty much Republican. I took everything my mother said and was like, "Yep, that's correct." And I'd go to school and I'd preach that shit, and my friends were like, "No, bestie, like you're an idiot." And I took that and I heard it. See? And I relearned.
And that is all it takes. And sometimes people need to be embarrassed for them to learn. You know, because I know some people that have had to been embarrassed just so they can learn. And I'm down to embarrass you if you really are going to be that stupid and say some stupid ass shit. I'll call you out.
As you should. As you fucking should. There is one more question I want to ask you before we go. It's a very deep question. And I feel bad when I ask my guests this sometimes. And I'm not looking for anything like profound or deep when I ask it. But, you know, the narrative that Matt Walsh was trying to set when he said, you know, what is being a woman? So I kind of want to change it a little bit and just ask trans people or my guests, what does it mean to be a man or a woman or a trans person in general? So to you, what does being a man mean to you?
And this is an extremely hard question. It's like, and literally the only thing I can think to say is it means everything and nothing at all. You know, because it's like, at the end of the day, I'm me. Whether it's you're masculine or feminine or this or that, at the end of the day, I'm me. It's like, if anything, being a man to me means comfort, safety, just at peace, you know. But at the same time, it doesn't mean anything because I'm more than just a man, you know. So it's like, I don't know. It's a very it's an interesting question because it's tough because like I said, it's everything and nothing. So
right, no, and I absolutely fucking love that answer. I always wonder how, like, I guess because Matt Walsh was asking like women, what does it mean to be a woman? I don't even know how they answered that. Like, it's a hard fucking question because right, but like, it's a hard question. But what I want, I guess, when I ask it, is for people to say what you just said. Like, it doesn't have to mean anything.
Because it doesn't mean that I'm only cutting the grass. I do love cutting the grass, but if my girlfriend wants to cut the grass, she can. That's fine.
Right.
It doesn't mean I'm not stuck on those gender norms and gender roles and shit like that. So it's like,
hell yeah,
being a man can mean anything.
Yeah, I make my girlfriend kill all the bugs. I don't give a fuck.
Yes. Yeah, being a man could be being the best drag queen ever. Fuck yeah. That's what being a man means to you, then that's all that matters. And to me, it's just my comfort.
You know? I love it. Thank you for sharing that with me. I think that's an awesome answer. Do you have a trans song of the week?
I don't. I do not.
Landon!
I don't. My first thought was something from NSYNC, but that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know.
That's okay. No worries. No worries. You gave a great answer with your what does being a man mean? So I'll let it pass.
We can do a Boy Bowser song on there because he's a trans artist and he's badass. So we'll go with Boy Bowser. Anything from Boy Bowser.
Okay, cool. That'll be in the description below. I love boosting trans artists for sure. So I love that. Now, Landon, where can people follow you and your business?
TikTok, Instagram, even at Tumblr if you still got it. Awarewolf Apparel. That's the @ on everything.
I love it. That will be on screen and in the description below. Please go give Landon and his business a follow. I think Landon's doing really, 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 really great things for the trans community. Go buy some shit from Landon because he's got the dopest clothing out there right now. And yeah, make sure you follow me at HRT Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. I post almost every single day. Join my Discord. I would appreciate it. We got a lot of trans people hanging out, having a good time, and I'm pretty active on there, so come say hi to me. Subscribe to my Patreon. I post every single week bonus content from these episodes, from After Dark episodes. You're missing out on a lot of content if you are not subscribed to my Patreon, so please do that. I'm on my knees for you, begging right now, so the least you could do is fucking subscribe. I live stream on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out with me. I play video games with my friends. And After Dark drops at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. I'm shitting out content at this point, so you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, this was an amazing episode. Landon, I really appreciate you being on. This was great.
Thank you so much. I've been following you on TikTok for forever, so I've been looking forward to it.
Dude, when I realized you followed me, I felt so special. I was like, oh my God, he followed me.
Yeah, I was honestly, as soon as I was like, this is great concept. Like,
well, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Again, this was a great episode. I'm excited about it, and fucking, I will be back next week. Fucking turn my post notifications on. I love you all so much, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.